Hey, what's up traders? The FFX Hunter here with weekly Forex forecast for the 28th March 2021. So as usually, let's start with the COT, which is on my website, and we will use it in the MT4. So let's go to the dollar index and let's look what is going on in here. So here is the COT data for the dollar index. So what we can see in here, we can see that the longs are slightly growing for quite already some time, right? So dollar is quite bullish, and what we can see with the shorts being closed, right? And what's happening here? Getting to the positive numbers, right? However, I would be cautious with one thing in here, right? So if I bring these daily candles here, so what we can see in here, we can see the 3 days in the row has been bullish move, right? So I definitely would like to take a long on the dollar. However, I don't trade the dollar index, but I believe that the dollar is bullish. But what I would do is to wait to at least these previous days lows been taken out, and there I would be entering. I don't want to enter after the 3 days such a sharp move, right? Entering in here, of course it can go up, but what I would prefer is to enter somewhere around here, right? So that's why I have this alert in here. So the dollar for me is getting bullish, and I think it will be bullish for quite some time. So here is the euro. However, same situation on the euro, right? It's actually the exact opposite of the dollar. So what's going on in here? Let's bring this. So we can see that again, 3 days drop. And what we see on the COT data is this. Basically, it's now reflecting what's happening, right? So we can see the drop in the longs positions, slight growth in the shorts positions. We are not so bullish as we've been. Yes, it's still green. It still looks bullish. However, look, we've been 77% and it dropped all the way down to the 66. We can see this big 3 weeks drops in the positions, and here in this last week we can see slight growth because they closed the shorts positions, and the longs has not been closed so massively. So what does it tells me is this. So if I bring this no, sorry, this one, so we can see in here the banks slightly added the longs positions, but the report was here, right? So here we have this dot. So we don't actually have the data for this. So what was happening in here? Basically, we can see this stopping volume in here, right? So most likely the price could continue lower, but again, same as on the dollar, I would be waiting for the pullback above these highs and lows, right? Actually, we have this update in this template. So here is high lows from the 4 hours, right? So we can see here most likely would be some liquidity, right? As well, what we can do is to turn on and off these retail positions, and we can see that 81% of the retail traders are long. They probably entered long in here when the price created this new high in here, and they might be expecting the price to continue. So their average price is in here, right? So the pullback is possible, and the retail still will not be winning even if the price will come above these two highs, where I would be looking for the short somewhere around here. Of course, not blindly like this, but definitely this can be nice area to look for the short. So if I bring this tool in here and make it like this, it's of course not a trade yet, and I will turn on this number 1. It will be my alarm for that, right? So in here around this above these highs, I will be looking to do something. Here's the pound. I actually missed this trade. I was expecting the price to drop a little bit lower and pick me up in and continue higher. It did not happen. On the pound, what is happening is that the banks actually dropping their longs positions, they growing slightly. They actually closed the shorts as well, right? So I'm not correct. So basically what is here? The changes are negative, right? Of course. So it's dropping. However, as it dropped below down here, there was this quite nice zone which I was looking for, right? I was expecting the price to come into this liquidity zone, pick me up, and take the price up. So it did not happen. And what we can see is that right now the retail traders basically are more into the shorts, right? And if we look at it like this, if we bring the history of this, and I can hide this thing, so what we can see here is that there basically has been 34% to the shorts, and as the price start to move up, they grow it into the 60%. So what does it mean for me? I basically have the sorry, I didn't want this. I basically have the information that this move, in this move, the retail traders are shorting, right? So if they're shorting, where they would put the stop loss most likely above some latest highs, right? So where it would be somewhere around here, right? So here would be the a lot of stop losses probably. And is there any institutional level? I think there would be some, right? So here is the institutional level. So most likely the price can come up into here, right? How it can happen? Well, I of course don't have a crystal ball, and I cannot do the predictions how exactly the market will move, but how it can happen is something like this, right? Because we have these waves, and it can go like this, right? So let's see. Next one is Kiwi. Again, very big drop in here, right? Kiwi was the weakest currency last week, and we can see this. Look at the COT data. A huge longs closing, right? Not big changes in the shorts, but this was quite massive, right? And again, from 70 to the 57, so there is a definitely bearish sentiment, and what I would expect, same thing in here. So as said, we had the 3 days, actually it was one big day, and these 2 days was the consolidation with this nice low volume in here. Now the bullish volume is growing in here, so the price could definitely move higher, and where it will move probably into the level where was this volume, so it can come into this level, right? So maybe some nice potential long in this week could be possible. However, it's a counter trend, right? We already see that the big trend is developing in here, but of course, yes, we should be looking for the shorts. Of course, that would be the better if we start to be shorting from here 50 or 62%, something like that. But counter trend rate is possible as well. So next one is Aussie. Very same, right? What we see on the daily candles. Big drop, right? Accumulation, then boom, boom, boom. Price moving like this, and right. So basically, the Aussie is a little bit in front of the Aussie on the Kiwi, and Kiwi is following, right? So most likely something like this can happen, right? But overall, long term, it's a downtrend. I forgot to bring this data. So here is the Aussie. We can see the drop in the longs. Overall here was even the bigger, and we can see the drop in the shorts as well, right? Quite interesting. So not so it became actually bullish, and then not so bullish, right? So it's most likely like nothing much happening in here. However, I remember actually, well, here is some nice formation developing on the 4 hours, on the actually the bigger time frame, right? I'm not big fan of any I don't want to say head and shoulders or these formations, but if you look at it like this, it's actually something which is developing in here, right? So something like that, right? And we have this break in here, so it could continue much lower. Let's bring the levels to see where we can go, right? So this looks very perfect, right? We can see the COT data getting bearish. Here we have this nice level for short, and yeah, this could be working nicely. So let's see. Definitely, I'm bearish on this one. However, I think this week could be moving slightly higher before the continuation of the downtrend will hit the markets again. This is the USD Cad. So what we can see here, let me clear this, right? So first of all, what is most important is that we actually been in these monthly levels. And as we been in these monthly levels, what was happening in here is basically that the banks has been very bearish. We can see that on these numbers in here. And since they dipped into this monthly levels properly, they start to be bullish, right? Here we can see that. So what we see, we can see that they been very bearish, and now for the last 2 weeks, look at this, they've been minus 16, minus 15, and now minus 5. Right? So minus 5 is actually still bearish number, but the sentiment is changing, right? So what we can see on the longs 30k, 41, shorts 53, 46, right? So in the last week they closed most of the shorts. So what I would be doing in here is same thing. Basically, as said, this market has been sharply moving for a couple days, then the one that they're ranging in here. So I believe that the market could be still bullish. Let's check the retail. So what they're doing, right? Again, right? They've been 44% in here. Here they've been even 12% to the shorts. As the price start to move up, right now they are 55% to the shorts. So they are basically trapped in these shorts, right? So where so I'm expecting the price to go higher, but as said, the price must first to visit some liquidity zones, which will be below these lows, right? So if the price takes out these lows and these previous 2 days lows, and start to do some nice consolidations in here probably will be some level or not. Okay, we have the level here on the bottom. Yeah, so there will be some something like yeah, so here is actually one small level, right? So here is a small confluences on here. So the drop and some small accumulation can give us next move higher. Next one will be USD franc. USD franc actually is very bullish, right? So let me show you in here. So we can see a huge actually position closing here on this short, right? So USD franc, we have seen that the banks has been very bearish. Then they close some shorts, they close some shorts, then again very bearish, and then boom. Look at this, they actually closed from the 23, they closed 10k of their shorts, and then another 1k, right? So that's quite getting very bullish right now. So from the minus 80% to the short side, we dipped to the 57, right? So it's bullish. Here actually I was calling this long in here, and actually I missed this trade. And so now it's breaking higher, and again same thing as on the other pairs. Let me bring it to the 1 hour, and let me visualize days. So we can see 3 days in a row, right? Quite strong. So what I would wait is maybe some pullback at least into this previous accumulation phase, and from here I would like to take a long, right? So what is there? Is there any level? Yes, you see here is this 4 hours levels as well. If you bring the high lows, this is actually the liquidity gap. So this is the perfect situation if the market meets the liquidity and this level. So here I would be probably looking for the long trade. And the last one is USD JPY as well, very bullish, right? So we can see the banks has added quite a huge longs in here. I'm quite surprised that they did it like this. I was expecting them to dip below these levels. However, it did not happen. And it's now, look how quickly it can change, right? So we've been quite bearish in here, and right now it's bullish, right, for the 53. It's quite strong. However, what's happening in here is this. Look, we are reaching this weekly level. So what I'm thinking in here, is that we will get some correction, because if something gets too obvious in the COT, that they will most likely pull back. So I will see. I will probably not trade a short. However, I have the short already on my account, where I already entered the positions in here, and I was expecting the price to drop lower. It did not happen, so I have another one in here, and I need just a small pullback to close it well. So let's see, but overall it's bullish, right? I have to be objective. This is bullish, and my position actually is a counter trend, right? So okay, my friends, I wish you have a great trading week ahead. Bye bye.